Hi guys, it's Marvella from Embrace Birthing again. Today I have a guest with me. This is my daughter.
I'm Layla. I'm in the 6th grade, and today we're going to be talking about some African American books for kids like me that they can read.
So we have a couple books for younger readers, and we have some books for preteen, early teenage years as well. So she wants to start with the preteen books, of course. So we're going to start there. And some of these books are written by African American authors, and some of them just have representation in the book of African American characters. So this is like her favorite, so I'll let her talk about these.
So this is the president of the whole 5th grade and the president of the whole 6th grade. And this book is about a black girl. Between the books, she's 10 through 12, and it basically means that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. She likes baking as well, and
it kind of follows her through school.
Yeah,
and the difference. She's trying to run for office for school.
She has really good grades, and she's a good representation.
So the books are by Sherry Winston. So they have the 5th grade. I know this is weird because it's backwards. Sorry, guys. And they have the president of the 6th grade. She also has a book out called The Sweetest Sound. So we will actually be acquiring that book as well to add to our collection. This is a book. She read it about 2 years ago, and she says it's not one of her favorites, but I think it's important for everyone to read. So it is Ghetto Cowboy. It is by G. Neri. Okay? And you can talk about your experience with this book.
This book made me uncomfortable because it was kind of about how black people get untreated fairly. And this kid, he got locked in the closet and everything. He got locked in the closet and everything, and it made me uncomfortable to read it.
But do you feel like you learned some stuff from it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Didn't he persevere? And because he's from the city, and he went out to the country, and he learned to ride horses.
And he had to sleep on hay barrels, and he got locked in the closet.
You just stuck that locked in the closet thing, just threw you off, huh? But he did persevere. He had to learn to stick to his word, and his word was important and things like that. And he didn't have a lot of male role models before, but when he went to the country, he did. So it is a suggested book for I read it with her. I do think maybe 12 or 13, maybe it would have been a little bit more appropriate, but it was a good book. We have not read these yet, and my husband thankfully just got these for his girls. So these are Shuri. They are novels from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all about Shuri. You want to tell them who Shuri is?
Shuri is a black inventor. She is from Wakanda.
She's the princess of Wakanda.
Yeah, and the sister of the king of Wakanda, Black Panther. And she learns how to make vibranium suits. She's very smart. And that's really it.
The author is Nick Stone. So the one cool thing that Marvel has been doing, which they also did with Black Panther, we have a bunch of the comics, they are finding black authors to help write the stories of these characters. So I will have to look up Nick Stone and to see if that is true. But Ta-Nehisi Coates actually helps write the comic books. He is very into black culture and making sure we have proper positive representation. So he does write some of those comics. So hopefully that keeps going. This is another one of your favorites.
Enchantment. It's about 2 twins, and evil witch cursed their mom to make her sick, and she only had 2 days to live. So the twins, they were trying to find out a cure for her, but the twins had to go out on their own, and they found another person to go along with them. They had a cat that helped them, and I'm pretty sure the cat was magical, and then the bird was their nanny, kind of, and she helped them as well.
And they're not supposed to exist. Everyone thinks they're one person. She missed that important part. So it's a pretty cool book. It's by Elise Allen. And like I said, the graphics are really nice. The pictures and the representation of having different type of characters. And I think it's pretty awesome. And she really enjoyed it. She's waiting. They have a second book coming out. It comes out in March, right?
March 5th, I think, or the 18th. It's going to be in Barnes & Noble March 18th, I think.
So she's really excited about that one. So we also just got this book. We'll be reading it this week. It's all about Ida B. Wells. Once again, I thank my husband. She's a very important person in Black history and in American history. She was part of the revolution. So this is by Michelle Duster. I don't know much about it yet, but it is definitely a person in just history you need to know. She did a lot for women. She did a lot for Black people, and she did a lot for working on anti-lynching legislation and peace and fairness for all. This was a great book. It's a shortened narrative of Frederick Douglass's life. It was only 6 books at Barnes & Noble, so when I see books like this, I grab them. What did you think about this one?
I thought it was cool. It told me about his life and what he had to go through when he got older and when he was younger, in between the ages, and how it has changed when he was getting older and how it got worse. Oh God.
And anything else about that book?
No, I kind of enjoyed it. I just don't really like kind of documentaries, books like that. I like books like the Twin
You don't like nonfiction?
Yeah.
You like your imagination. But we have to read nonfiction, right? Because that's real. And we have to learn about history, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's just not your preference. We had another nonfiction book. This book is by Linda Sue Parker. This was A Long Walk to Water. And this was a great book for her to read, but she did not enjoy it.
It made me sad. It almost made me cry.
So it is about?
It's about a boy, and he got separated from his family because the army or whatever, or soldiers came to take his family away from him. And he went
what country or what?
He was in Africa.
So he's in a continent. They didn't say what?
Continent, Africa. They didn't say a specific
country. Okay.
Yeah. And they took his parents away from him, so he went with a group of people, just random people that were where he was, and in the morning they left him in a barrel, like a farm or whatever, and that made me sad because he was all alone, and he was like 7 or 8, I don't know. And that's it.
Well, we have not read this one yet. This is Homecoming. Once again, it was at Barnes & Noble. It was on the buy one, get one half off. I'm all about having more books. We haven't started this one yet, but I do have a friend that read it and said it was an excellent book. It's a quick read for most adults, but it has great praise. It's by Ya Gyasi, and I think I'm saying her name correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. It has some great reviews from the New York Times. Ta-Nehisi Coates actually loves this book as well. So I definitely recommend. This is something, again, in that age range, which a lot of these books, even adults, if you want some fun reading, a lot of these could fit. The last one we have, which is a family favorite. We are comic book nerds. We love, as much as I do love nonfiction, we love nonfiction. So this is Black Comics Returns. So this book is all about Black writers, Black comic people, and they even have more like, they're not well-known comics.
It's DC stuff and Marvel, but not all DC and Marvel. Some of it is from different
single
companies.
Producers, different companies, people that just do this individually. You have some really cool stuff, if you can see. So I really enjoyed this book because it opened up a world of illustrators and comic book writers that we had no idea existed. This is put out by Lion Force, by Damian Duffy and John Jennings. In the back it says, in 2010, comic book scholars and New York Times bestselling graphic novelist John Jennings and Damian Duffy co-edited Black Comics, an art book snapshot of the exciting, ever-evolving creative scene within the independent African-American comic book culture. So it's independent African-American comic books. Since that sellout release, there has been a virtual explosion of talented creators producing diverse, independently published, creator-owned comic strips, comic books, graphic novels, and webcomics. From superheroes to history, from horror to steampunk, from politics to romance, the number of comic artists and writers of color has grown in leaps and bounds. Now, 8 years later, so this came out in 2018, with so much more to see, Black Comics returns. This second volume features stunning art from over 100 Black comic creators alongside essays highlighting important aspects of African American comics culture, written by some of the most luminous voices within the industry. So, once again, this is great. She also likes it because my baby's a little budding artist, so she gets a lot of great ideas, different styles of art. So it was great for our family, and it's very informative. We found a lot of interesting things in here. So those are a few books that we have for young adults and preteen readers in our home, to make sure that our children see people that look like them, and also understand around the world that there is history and things happening that everyone needs to be informed about and to learn about. You have anything else?
Nope. I just liked all the books except for the one where the boy got left in the farm. But I liked all of them, and I didn't like the one the boy that got locked in the closet. But I liked all of them. Overall, I liked all of them in different ways.
What's your favorite?
My favorite one, I can't choose between Enchantment and the President of 5th and 6th grade.
So, those are your top 3?
Yeah.
Top 3.
Wait, does it count? Because that's a series.
Yeah, there's still 2 different books. Mm-hmm. Okay, so those are your top 3. President of 5th grade, President of 6th grade, and Enchantment. So there you go. Layla's recommendations. Those are her top picks. Thank you, guys. Hope that helps you add a couple books to your home library. Bye. What is this? What is this? Bye, guys.